Education is the key to your
Success.
How many of y'all heard that growing up? How many of y'all believe that? It's a half truth. People who study the psychology of performance have found 4 characteristics that determine a person's success and high performance. Okay, there's 4 characteristics. Academic success, prowess is one of them. What are the other 3? Who can tell me what the other 3 are? Other 3 characteristics that determine success. Okay, one of them is, who said ambition? Yes, I'll get to that to the next one. One of them is environment. Okay, if you have people around you who are always telling you that, oh, you're not that smart, you can't make it, you're going to stay stuck here in Corpus Christi, you're going to stay stuck here in Louisiana, whatever, you're going to stay stuck here in Laredo. You'll start to believe it. Okay, so environment is important. Shake the haters off. All right, number 2, ambition, or what they call causal agency. Okay, and that's just a fancy word for saying belief that your behavior matters. You ever tell people, dude, let's study for this test. We got 2 days away for the test. Man, why am I going to study? I'm going to fail anyways. You ever heard that? See, they don't believe that their behavior matters. But if you believe it, then you're studying, you're writing, you're reading. Why are you here? Because you believe that you're going to learn something. You're here because you believe you're going to find a great speaker to take back to your school, and you found him. All right? So causal agency, okay? And the third thing that determines success, positivity or resiliency, okay? So the second key, okay, is you've got to stay positive. The first one is stay focused. The second one is you've got to stay positive. Now, staying positive doesn't just mean, like, you be happy when things are ugly. Oh, I failed. My girlfriend dumped me, but I'm having a great day. No, positivity, okay? Okay, positivity equals possibility. Okay? When you're positive, you're scanning for other options. Okay? Now, how many of y'all have ever heard this in the dating scene? Let me see here. Where are you from again, please? Eunice, Louisiana. Have you ever heard this? There is no hot guys in Eunice, Louisiana. There's nobody here. If you want to meet guys, you got to go to New Orleans, you got to go somewhere else. But there's nobody in Eunice, Louisiana. Have y'all ever heard that?
Yes.
All right. Where are you going from Laredo? What a coincidence. Have y'all ever heard, man, there's nobody in Laredo. Laredo sucks. There's no guys here. There's no girls here. There's nobody to date. I got to go somewhere else. Y'all ever heard that? Name your city. How many of y'all have ever heard that? Whatever city you're from. Let me see your hands. Oh, Corpus. Austin. See, and you know what we think from Laredo? We think, man, the people in Corpus are hot. Let's go to the beach. Hey, girl. All right. What do we think? Austin. Austin's amazing. I'm going to go to 6th Street and find like the hottest people there. See, we think that. Okay. Now, this is what tripped me out. I grew up in Laredo, Texas. Okay. Now, this was what tripped me out. Like some of the most beautiful women from America come from Laredo. Miss USA, 3rd runner-up 2 years ago, went to the high school I went to, Jessica Rodriguez. From Laredo, they keep on producing Miss Texas, Miss Teen Texas, Miss Teen USA runner-ups. They're all from our city. But you know what happens? When you're negative, man, the Jessica Rodriguez or these beautiful girls can pass right by you, and you're close to it. Okay? Mr. Right or Miss Right might pass right by you, but you're close to it. Because there's nobody here. There's nobody I can date. See, when I was young, I said, man, I got to go to a big city. So I moved to Houston, Texas. 5 million people. I got here to Houston. I said, surely, there's got to be one hot girl. And we know what everyone said here? There's nobody here in Houston. It sucks here. So then, I went to Copenhagen, Denmark. Beautiful, blonde girls, tall, riding their bike everywhere. Going to the club in skirts and a bike. That's hot. Sorry. I had a moment. Okay. And then, the guys over there like, there's no hot girls here in Copenhagen. Maybe we should go to Brazil or somewhere in South America. Well, I went to Brazil, South America. You know what they say in Sao Paulo, Brazil, 20 million people? Não tem ninguém aqui. There's nobody here. Excuse me? Carnival? Hello? Just wear like Speedos? That's all the girls wear, Speedos and paint. Right? And the music's going on, hey, Magalena. I liked it. I'm sorry. You know, y'all thought Janet Jackson was a lot with a wardrobe malfunction? This is a whole city of malfunctioning wardrobe, right? I was like, hey ladies, y'all need a paint job? I didn't say it, but I thought that's neither here nor there. So then, I was in Los Angeles, California a month ago. Man, that's like the beautiful people of the world. Every culture, pick your color, pick your flavor, pick your size, pick whatever you want, pick whatever, they're all there. And when you see TV, it's all the beautiful people are from California, 90210, Laguna Beach, all these shows. You know what I heard in Los Angeles? The dating scene here sucks. There's nobody here. See, so what happens is that somebody amazing passes right by you and you miss it. Now, let me give you some numbers here. Okay? By the time you're 18 years old, you have been told no 150,000 times by the time you're 18. By the time you're 18, how many times have you been told yes? If you've been told no this many times, how many times yes?
100,000.
Good guess, but even lower. How many times have you been told yes by the time you're 18?
35,000.
Good guess, but less.
10,000.
Good guess, but less.
300,000.
By the time you're 18, you've only been told yes 5,000 times. So we are trained. You see, we are trained to block off possibilities. So when you're positive, man, you're open up to possibilities. Now, the average person has this many thoughts a day. Have y'all heard this? Is this new content for you all? Okay, good. The average person has 50,000 thoughts a day. Out of these 50,000, 90% are intra-psychic. That means you talking to you about you. So that means 45,000 times a day, you're talking to yourself about you, the average person. Now, out of these 45,000 thoughts, for the average person, what percentage of these are negative thoughts for the average person?
95.
Close, a little lower, but close.
97.
Lower.
Hey.
A little lower.
85.
Getting warmer.
70.
Higher. 80%. What that means is 37,000 times. More than 37,000 times a day. We're telling ourselves, the average person, you're not that good. You messed up. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have gone to that educational session. You should have gone to the one where we were talking about sex. Okay? 37,000 times a day, we're telling ourselves all of these thoughts. We're second guessing ourselves. That's the average person. Now, if you're negative, it gets worse. Okay? So how do you reprogram your brain? Okay? Now this is where it gets cool. So this is like the stuff that's like that's tough to swallow. This is where it gets cool. If we're programmed for negativity, you can flip the switch really fast. I'm going to teach you the magic, okay? The magic of 1, 90, 1, 10, okay? So how many of you all, you don't have to raise your hand, but how many of you all have ever been stuck in a behavioral pattern? You've ever been stuck in a behavioral pattern? An addiction. Maybe every Friday night you have to drink, or, let's make it a lot simpler. Let's say every night, then you gotta down a Twix bar. And you know it's bad for your health, it's bad for your sugar levels, but you down a Twix bar. You've been doing it for years, okay? How many of you all, don't raise your hand, but you or you know somebody that has been stuck in an addictive behavior. And you think, wow, I can never break out of this. I'm gonna be stuck. I'm going to be stuck in this negative cycle. I'm going to be stuck in this addiction. And you think that way. Okay, this is what science is teaching us. After 1 week, okay, so let's say my addiction is Twix. I'm addicted to Twix every night. After 1 week of no Twix, I pop that thing. And I start to realize, okay, I can live without Twix. I can live without this addiction. I can live without this negative mindset. It takes 1 week. The first 3 or 4 days, you think, man, I can't break this. I can't break this. I'm going to be stuck forever. I'm doomed. After 1 week, pow, you pop it. And of course, we know after 21 days, you develop a behavioral habit. After 90 days, this is where it gets amazing. After 90 days, the brain resets itself. Now think about any area where you need a brain reset. Maybe you're programmed to think. I love the speaker yesterday, Matt, the diversity speaker. How we're programmed to think, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not handsome enough, I'm too fat, I'm too short. Okay? Maybe you're stuck in that thinking. After 90 days of telling yourself, man, I'm all right, I look okay, I'm happy in my own skin. After 90 days, your brain resets itself. So whatever habit you're stuck in, if you're stuck in, negativity, low self-esteem, failing, you have a failing mindset, whatever it is, after 90 days, your brain resets itself as if you never had that behavioral or thought pattern. After 1 year, because of neuroplasticity, the brain reshapes itself. Your brain can reshape itself 1 year from now. Now, after 10 years, of a reshaped brain, you can become an expert in any field. So let's say right now, you were struggling, Twix. Man, I'm struggling with Twix, with chocolate cake, I'm not moving, I know it's bad for my health, okay? After 1 year, your brain will will reform itself, and after 10 years, you can become an expert on health and on healthy living, okay? You can rewire your whole brain. You can rewire your whole life. You've got to stay positive. So right now, at this age, it's a good thing to start thinking about, what would I like my life to look like? How would I like my brain to reset itself in 90 days? Do I want a success mindset? Do I want a healthy mindset? Do I want a higher self-esteem? Do I want to have a money mindset? You start to focus and you start to learn all you can. Okay? At first, it's a conscious thing. How many of you remember what it was like learning to tie your shoes? I was trying to help this kid the other day. He's like, can you tie my shoes? And I remember when it was a difficult thing to tie my shoes. Do I think about it anymore? No. My brain has trained itself. At first, it was effort. Okay? So when you start thinking success and you retrain your brain, okay, your brain will reset itself. This is amazing. This is what science is teaching us. Think right now, what kind of brain you'd like to have. What kind of mindset? A success mindset, a money mindset, a happy mindset, successful relationships. Listen, some of us, all we've seen all our lives is drama. All right? Some of us, we're used to things failing. So when things go good, I'm nervous. Why are you nervous? Because everything's going well. Well, then why does that make you nervous? Because when everything goes well, something's going to go bad. All right, so we're trained for failure. No, you can reset your brain. Okay, so you've got to stay positive. Now, where your brain goes, your body follows. How many of you have ever had to give a speech in school, and your speech is 2 weeks away, and you start to get nervous? You start to sweat, you start to panic, your heart rate goes up, and the speech is 2 weeks away. Let me see your hands. Yeah? Okay, have you given the speech? No. But in your brain was doing it, so your body felt like it was going on. So, wherever your brain goes, your body follows. It happens negatively, and it happens positively. Okay? So, we got to retrain our brain. All right, the last one. How much time do we have?
25 minutes. 20 minutes.
20. The last one is you got to stay tough. You've got to stay awake. I know some of y'all are tired. How many of y'all went to sleep after 2? Let me see your hands. You went to sleep after 2? How many of y'all went to sleep after 4? How many of y'all are going to sleep until Sunday night? All right, I see some of y'all are tired. Let's all just go like this. Just stretch out your arms. All right, everyone face this way. Everyone face this way. Face this way. All right, give the person in front of you, just give him a little rub right there. Just give him a little karate chop. Karate chop. Karate chop. Karate chop. Karate chop. Other way. Karate chop. Karate chop. Karate chop. Okay, shoulders up like this. Okay, down. All right, let's come in for a landing here. All right, let's do it. Here's the thing. We were born failing. I want you to think about it. Before you came into this world, you were nice and warm in your mom's tummy, right? And it felt like a waterbed. Everything was nice. You had a feeding tube giving you everything you need. You just slept. Everything was cool. But then one day, things started to rumble, all right? And it started to feel like a water park slide, right? And all of a sudden, you started to wake up, and all you hear was push, And you're saying, what's going on? Push! And all of a sudden you start to come out. All right, you're like, what's going on? Push! All right, so you come out of your mommy's tummy. All right, and there's all these people in a room. They're all looking at you. You're bloody, you're naked, and they're just holding you up. They're holding you up. It's a boy, it's a girl. And you're thinking, well, what happened? You're cold, all right? And then the doctor takes those scissors, all right? And he takes the one thing that's giving you life and sustenance, and says, okay, all right? And he cuts it. So then they put you in a blanket. They lay you down in a room next to other strangers, all right? And all these other random people are just coming and looking at you. He is so cute. She's so cute. All right, and you're just trying to get some sleep because you don't know what's going on. So then you start growing up, all right, and you want to talk to mommy and daddy, and you're having conversations with them. You're telling them, look, can you please give me a jacket? I'm cold. Can you please give me some food? I'm hungry. But all they hear is, yeah. They're not responding, right? So then the time comes for you to start walking, and you want to walk, but you fall. But you keep on getting up, and you keep on going. Then the time comes for you to talk. And the time comes for you to read. And you think, I'll never learn how to read. Then comes the day when you go to kindergarten. All right, they put you with a bunch of strangers, and it's like you're starting all over again. There's nap time, and there you are again, sleeping down, laying down, sleeping next to a bunch of strangers all over again. But then you grow up, you go to elementary school, you master elementary school. Then you go to middle school and you start all over again. Your body starts to change. All right, everything starts to change. You like boys, you like girls. They don't like you back. The ones that you like don't like you. The ones you don't like you. It's awkward, right? And then you try to apply for college, but the one you want to go to might not accept you. So you're like, well, I'll take a plan B. And plan B says no. You're like, well, I'll take a plan E. All right, and so in life is one series of failure after another. And it boggles our mind, and it makes us wonder, how is anyone able to succeed? Well, it's because as a human race, we decide to be tough and to continue. Okay? The third key is you've got to stay tough. Okay? Now this is where my speech is different. I'm not just going to tell people, I don't just share, with kids. When I go all over North America, and I work with high school kids or middle school kids or young adults in colleges, I don't just tell them, just believe it and you can achieve it. If you believe all things are possible, that's a good start. But the reality is you're going to have to work, you're going to have to study, you're going to have to stay up late, you're going to have to wake up early and take tests. See, I remember when I was in college, I eventually became a server. How many of you have ever been a server in a restaurant? Let me see your hands. All right, isn't it? It's a whole different culture. It's tough, okay? And I remember when I began, I was not good. I was probably like a better magician. Like I would take your order and then I'd disappear for like 20 minutes, right? I was like that guy that's like, oh yeah, you've been here for half an hour. What did you want to drink again? And I was bad. But then I mastered it and I got good. And I remember one time when I finally became like their top server there at the Applebee's. I remember one time I was waiting on this man. It was a $40 tab, and he gave me a $10 tip. Now that's good all on its own. But then he said, sit down. He said, my wife wants to give you something. I sat down, and she pulled out a $100 bill. And she said, I just feel that you're